on BBC One, this week's See Here.
In 1965, alarmed by the dramatic increase in armed crime, the Home Office ordered thousands of police officers to undergo firearms training. And so today, as well as this, an officer could well be carrying this. And because guns are dangerous and extremely loud, officers on the firing range are protected not just by ear defenders and glasses, but also by law from accidents in front of and behind the guns, including damage to their hearing. Yet this hasn't always been the case. In January this year, a retired police officer, Barry Poole, received a record out-of-court settlement from the Leicestershire Police Force of £150,000, and all because he believed he'd been deafened by gunfire.
The fact that I had hearing problems as a result of not providing ear protection at that time for 7 years, I was pretty devastated and let down.
It was not until 1972 that all police forces offered hearing protection to firearms officers, but Barry started his training in 1965. With officers firing up to 100 rounds per month, that's 100 bullets. That's a heck of a lot of noise.
Around that time, the Home Office had considered that there was insufficient officers trained in the use of firearms, so the Chief Constables were told to update the firearms training and have more officers trained. And the fact that I was in traffic and officers in the CID, that I was told that it was compulsory that I attend, and obviously I did, because I want advancement within the force. In 1984, during the miners' dispute, that officers were repeating questions and pointing out that I didn't appear to be getting what they were talking about, and also members of the family. Should I be watching the television and they walk into the room, they were making comments, but it was so loud, and I had so many comments made over a period that I was obviously realised I had a problem. I went to my own doctor. It was in the general practitioner's opinion and the ears, nose and throat specialist that it was through firearms training.
When Barry finally admitted his hearing problem, well, that was the end of his career.
Of course, when the police surgeon eventually made the decision, he made the decision that I was no longer able to serve as a police officer within the Leicestershire Force. So I was medical discharged. I was only 49 years of age. I still had, by police regulations, 11 years to the age of 60.
Barry wasn't losing his hearing through age. His deafness was caused by loud noise, and this type of hearing loss leaves a vital clue.
Sound is vibration, and loud sounds are very violent vibrations. An explosion is a terribly violent vibration, and what happens is that very delicate cells in the inner ear can be shattered. This person here, you can see that one ear, which is the right ear, has virtually normal hearing, a little drop. But look at this ear here. Not too bad in the vowel sounds, but when you come to the higher frequencies, bang, it drops down. Now, when you're dealing with a firearm, with an explosion, then the damage can be permanent very quickly, even the first time.
Barry then gathered more evidence to mount a claim for negligence against the chief constable and the local authorities.
In 1965, the army were already in possession of some type of ear protection. And they also knew the dangers of using firearms without ear protection. That information was freely available to chief constables. While the whole time of the 7 years that I was firing weapons within the force, no hearing protection of any kind were available. My claim was for loss of hearing and for loss of wages.
Leicestershire Police declined to comment on the case and issued the following statement. There was no admission of liability in the case brought by Mr. Poole. The matter was resolved by an out-of-court settlement prior to a court hearing. But what about all those claims similar to Mr. Poole's? Where did this case leave them? We asked Barry's solicitor.
Well, technically it doesn't set a precedent, but it was seen by us as a test case. Everyone else appears to have known in the 1960s that there were hazards in the workplace from excessive noise. The armed forces knew, employers knew, but apparently not as far as the police forces. I think since Mr. Poole's case, we've seen a willingness on the part of the insurance companies concerned to settle these claims without going to court. I believe that at present there are over 100 claims which my firm is dealing with, and I do believe that they will be resolved without going through the litigation process.
If you are exposed to loud noises at work, it is your responsibility and legal right to demand adequate hearing protection, whether you're deaf or not. Excessive and continuous loud noise is a proven cause of deafness, and once your hearing's gone, chances are you won't get it back.
150,000 sounds a lot of money. When I've lost my career, I've lost my wages for 11 years, and it's ruined my life. I can't hear. If I had the preference, I would still be serving with good hearing within the force.
Cinema is now 100 years old. I love going to the cinema with a friend to see a good film. We'll get popcorn, ice cream and soft drinks, but I don't really get full access to the cinema, so what am I missing? Well, I'm here today at MoMI, the Museum of the Moving Image, to find out more about cinema. SHAPE and MoMI have set up a Moving Image Week for deaf people, and today I'm here to join their special effects workshop.
Now, it took a French magician called Georges Méliès to really seize upon the possibilities of film and discover the possibilities of special effects. Now, legend has it that he discovered the possibilities of film completely by accident when he took his camera out on the street in Paris and the camera jammed. And he didn't realise it at the time, but when he got home, he watched the film and there was a horse walking along the road and it suddenly disappeared. And because he was a magician, it occurred to him that he could start doing all sorts of tricks using his new camera.
This is Moving Image Week, which is our annual event for deaf people, which we run with Shape London here at the Museum of Moving Image. And this year we're covering special effects, which is a day-long workshop today. We're looking at various effects used in films, quite a few that you wouldn't even know they were there unless they were done badly. So we started off with a lecture on special effects, which gives you a basic history, and now we're splitting into groups to have a look at matte paintings, model making and makeup, special effects makeup, which is always very popular. That's a workshop we run quite often. People just love the gore of that one, I think.
The part of the film I'm talking about, if you do see it, is has anybody seen that one, Forever?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a part where Jim Carrey's holding a party and Two-Face comes into the room with these women. You've seen that with the two girls. And that one shot, which lasts for about 30 seconds, was what the makeup was done for. That was the 18 hours per makeup session.
They're teaching us how to make fake cuts. They look so real. You make one on your partner's hand and then add the blood, and it looks so realistic. It's brilliant. I like things like that.
How long did it take to make you up like that?
How long? Oh, I think about 2 hours, I think.
2 hours? Have you seen yourself yet?
I had to be really patient. Oh, I wanted to move around, but I couldn't. I had to sit really still. It's hard.
And have you seen your face yet?
No, no.
Have a look then.
No, I don't want to look. No. I just don't want to look.
Why not?
Well, to tell you the truth, if I even cut myself, I feel faint. And then I feel sick. I'll faint, and everyone will look at me, and I'll be really embarrassed.
It's lunchtime now, so it's a good opportunity to look around the museum. I've just had a drink with John Wayne. I wish.
We get about 10,000 visitors every week, and I'd say there's quite a few deaf people. I couldn't really number those, but during the festival we obviously get a lot more, and we have all our workshops are generally booked out, so they cater for a variety of, not, you know, a practical workshop will be 10 people, and for school groups we've got drama and magic lanterns, so there's quite a variety of things going on. And we also have subtitled screenings in the National Film Theatre, so we're hoping, well, this week we're showing Batman Forever, so that ties in with the idea of special effects this year.
Well, that over there is the graveyard. I'm going to have the vampire, and then when it gets dark, ghosts and things are going to pop up. That's what we're going to film. I think it's going to look really good.
We had hoped to have more people today. We could have catered up to 15 people, but in fact the fewer people the better, because they learn skills better. They have more one-to-one tuition basically with the tutors, so everybody's had a chance to do makeup, whereas if we'd had more people, that wouldn't have been an opportunity. So I'm quite happy, really.
For us, it was not only making the advert accessible to deaf people by using sign language to convey a message, but it was also getting sign language out to a much wider audience.
We would never have proceeded with the ad had we not got that positive reaction from the RNID.
What do you think of this then? This advert has been up in 2 sites around London for the last few weeks, and as you can see, it uses BSL signs. Today, I'm off to find out why this uses BSL and how it was created. The idea comes from an advertising company called Saatchi & Saatchi.
We were producing the next campaign for the Lexus LS400 when a car magazine actually produced an article which compared the Lexus against some of the world's most luxurious cars. The Lexus actually was shown to be the quietest car available, and it happened at the right time. It set us thinking, and we produced a creative brief which basically focused on this benefit. Taking that idea down to the copywriter and the art director meant that we had something very sound to base the ad on. They came up with the idea of sign language, which was perfect. As you can see, Memnos, this was the earliest incarnation of the ad, and it was very much an art director's point of view of how the creative concept would come alive with sign language. The first thing that we needed to actually achieve in the discussions with the RNID was to try and make sure that the signing we were using was accurate and get their full approval to proceed on that basis.
The original concept was expressed in line drawings, and Saatchi & Saatchi knew that they weren't using the accurate signs, but they just wanted to convey the feeling about how the final advertisement would look. So we brought in an interpreter, and they said that certain signs would mean certain words, and that overall we thought the whole advert could be expressed in about 4 or 5 signs. So we kept consulting each other, and eventually a photo shoot took place, and finished photographs came to us. And again, at that stage, we advised on which signs would be the best to use.
From that stage, we can actually start putting the final ad together. And as you can see, as a result of the number of elements actually being reduced, the communication actually, therefore, was quicker and more instantaneous, which was wonderful for a poster medium where the message has to be communicated particularly quickly.
The advert isn't aimed at deaf people, but neither does it exclude deaf people. And we were very straight with one another when we first met, that what was being done here was using sign language creatively to express a concept, to express an imaginative concept. Halfway through these discussions with Saatchi & Saatchi, we had the Communicator of the Year award ceremony, and we thought it would be very interesting for them to come along to an event such as that.
The Communicator of the Year award was a great experience. It was a chance for the agency to actually witness sign language being used actually on a grand scale. The energy, the vibrancy, the emotion of that language really struck me as something memorable, something you don't forget.
Well, that's the story behind this advert, but it's not the only one. There are others around. In one, the company TNT have used lip speaking in their advert, and in another one, Littlewoods look like they've used our sign for Be Lucky. Is this the beginning of a trend?
here in North Cumbria. It's absolutely beautiful. And there's actually still some snow up there on the hills. Now I've come to the tiny little village of Uldale. It's got a population of around 200. The nearest town, which is Carlisle, is about 15 miles away from here. There's no village shop, but they do have a pub, the Snooty Fox. Now I'm going to have a look inside and get warmed up. Hello. Now I'd like to try one of your local ales. Yes, please. Thank you. Very nice. How long have you been running this pub, and how does it feel living out here in the countryside? Lovely. And what sort of training have you had to run a pub? Brilliant. Right, let's get stuck into this. Cheers.
Important to have good communication, good welcoming attitude, let them feel welcome again. The people from Mountain Climbing and fellow workers, plenty of work here, plenty. Also, living people as well. Local village community, it's important we keep that going towards the time to our old age pensioners. They come once a month to play and game to doesn't like social work really.
Are you ready for the party that's coming in tonight? The big party of 33 that's having a meal from the WI?
Yeah, we've prepared some lasagna, because they're having some of that, and they're having a mixture, some sausage, steak, gammon.
And what about the party that's coming in tomorrow night? Are we organised for those?
Yeah, they're having a selection.
Do you know what they're having?
But never been deaf person before. Deal with it. If I work in the kitchen, bedroom, playing with them, I got here, complication, beauty, got here, being in bedroom, to change their attitude. couldn't work here without her money. I have to be independent. But now, otherwise, without her, depends on hearing people who tell me, cook a time. I can cook when I want before I have to call her and get her here, tell me when, cook a time. But I can't, so thank you.
It's really busy tonight here in the Snooty Fox pub. There's a whole crowd from the Carlisle Deaf Club. So I'm going to join them for a drink. But tell me, why do you come here?
Well, because Jenny had spread the word that this new pub was here and that we were all welcome to come over. So I arranged for the old people's groups from Whitehaven and from Carlisle for us all to get together and come over. And I arranged for a minibus to bring us here, and this is the third time we've done it.
So have you been here 3 times as well?
Oh, no, I've been here 4 times. It's good. I like it. Jenny has made it really popular. The OAPs from Carlisle really enjoy it. The club use it quite a lot. The food's good, so we really enjoy ourselves.
So you eat as well?
Yes, we do.
I would like to see busy in the place for deaf people. More functions for the deaf here. Weekend place with full of deaf people. Car language. And I would like to see more deaf. Deaf with deaf turning. Car language or deaf awareness. Improved what I want.
It's such a busy job running this pub, but what a nice place to live, with such beautiful countryside and mountains all around, away from the pressures of city life. I wonder if any other places need a new landlady. Cheers.